Happy Saturday, everybody. You know why I have you all gathered here today. Natasha Denona has blessed our Saturday mornings with a sneak peek, a look, a leak at her brand new eyeshadow palette. So you know I gotta talk about it. Before we get into it, no, I do not have the palette now, but I will be buying it as soon as it goes out. This shopper drop is really just for us to chit chat in the comments about what we think about this new launch, what you want to see in my upcoming review. Just for those of us who get excited about new makeup on the market, I am all in with this palette. I cannot wait to take a deeper look into it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Opening up the gram for you guys. All right, so I'm currently on Natasha Denona's Instagram. I'm not going to show, let me turn the volume down. I'm not going to show this video in its entirety, but the art on this new palette, Natasha Denona created herself. She painted it herself using watercolors, which I think is really cool. I would so love to work for Natasha Denona behind the scenes and be here to witness the creation of all of this. How fun is this? So the art is very, very personal on this palette, but let's look at the actual palette. So here's the post, you guys. It is the Bloom palette. Introducing my brand new Bloom eyeshadow palette. Excited to reveal the ultimate springtime, so it's a spring launch essential, debuting 15 all new floral inspired shades. So it looks like there are no repeats, at least according to this post right here, which is great because I did pick up a lot of my pink and warmish eyeshadow palettes from Natasha Denona, but it makes me happy to know that there are no repeats. I'm sure there's going to be some that look very similar, but they are all floral inspired eyeshadows inspired by coral color stories of her iconic midi and mini Bloom cheek palettes. So these are inspired by her cheek palettes. I was looking for them. I couldn't find them. I'll go look again. But let's see. Perfect peachy, warm-toned shade assortment complemented by rich burgundy and mauve hues. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then taking a look at the formulas. Creamy mattes, silky mattes, metallics, sparkling foiled, and duochrome. So it doesn't look like there are any new formulations in this one. And then she did it so that you can create eye looks horizontally, vertical, diagonally, and quad color combos. Do we see that? Kind of. I'm trying to put squares around the palettes. I'm sure you can make something of it for sure. Here we go. Keep an eye out for my brand new peach toned duochrome shade called Equinox that has the most mesmerizing turquoise blue shifts. So she wants you to know about that one. And then we have all of the shade descriptions here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe there's any new formulations. Metallic, matte, duochrome, sparkling foiled. Okay. The palette will be $69 and it's available on the Sephora app on the 24th. On the 25th in the EU and at the Natasha Denona website. Though I will say, Natasha Denona normally has early access sent out, so make sure you have my notification bell on, and I will let you guys know once it becomes available for early access. So we have her artwork here on the front, and this is the palette, you guys. You want my first impression? I can tell you what my first impression is going to be. I am not wowed, super excited about this at first glance, but I will end up using it a lot. This is within a color story, particularly in the springtime when I gravitate more towards those pinky shades that I swear don't excite me, but then I actually end up using them. I will gravitate towards this. I think the addition of the burgundy tones here are really nice, and if you kind of look at this side of the palette, this looks a little more up my alley. I'm not jumping, screaming for joy like I have with previous Natasha Denona launches, but just with her formulation and knowing the colors that I actually reach for a lot, I'm going to probably use this one. I'm predicting it. I don't know for sure, but I'm predicting it. I mean, looking at the colors here, these actually read very wearable. A little bit of a pop here, but if you're more of a neutral wearer, this could be in your wheelhouse, of getting a little pop of color, but it's still not being too uncomfortable for you. great varying shades of mattes here in terms of depths. Like I see this light petal in the bottom left corner, but then we have some midtones like Wren and Flows, I don't know. And then we have Bark and Brick, which look a little bit deeper, and Ember as well. And it looks like we have the perfect ratio, in my opinion, for mattes to shimmers. The shades look like they're going to be different enough from one another, just from what I'm able to tell from this photo alone. So it seems to be very well laid out, good variety, but we'll have to see. The proof will be in the pudding once I get my hands on it. So yeah, first initial impressions, like I'm not wowed by this, but functionally I can see myself using this a lot. And it looks relatively versatile. We'll see, because you know how Natasha Denona palettes have a tendency to only be able to create so many looks despite them having so many different colors. I think this one is gonna be in the middle of like not being able to create just one look, but also not being able to create 20. We'll see. Trendmood just posted some photos that I want to take a look at of the palette a little bit more IRL. So let's head over there. But by the way, if you're like in the EU or in another country, if you go to Natasha Denona's Instagram stories right now, she tells you everywhere where this is going to launch and when. So you'll see even Sephora at Kohl's. Is it coming to Sephora at Kohl's? In stores February 28th. Great to know. And then it has all of these. Mexico, TBA, Hong Kong. So it has all of that information if you want to check it out. She normally keeps it in the stories as well, so that will be there for you to check out. Okay, so I'm heading over to Trendmood's because she has some IRL photos. I mean, the lighting was off, but I still wanted to show you. So she said keep an eye out for this shade. Look at that Equinox shade in this photo. That looks incredible. That's that peach with that blue shift that I think a lot of people are going to have fun with. Just one though. Yeah, it looks really good in this promo photo. This duo right here I'm trying to show you with the two pinks. These two. That looks like a perfect everyday look for me. I love that monochromatic vibe. So this is kind of what I wanted to show you since it's early yet. I don't have any looks posted on her website. Well, she doesn't have any looks posted on her website yet. This looks very, very warm. The warmer it is, the less attracted to it. I don't like shadows that lean red. I can do some warmth, like peachy pink warmth. I do like that. But in this photo, it looks very reddish. It almost looks more brown red over on this side in this photo. I just don't know. Whereas I'm more attracted to like true pinky peaches, which would be more on that right side here. I like the way the promo photos look better than this one. I mean, this is nothing that we haven't seen before from Natasha Denona, right? Nothing is brand new and innovative anymore when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, especially now that, you know, there was once a huge craze with eyeshadow palettes and now everybody's kind of simplifying their routines more. If you're a Natasha Denona collector, an eyeshadow collector, you have these shades. We know this, we've done this song and dance before. It's a matter if you like this formula, you want some fresh formulations here. Let's see what the comments are saying. Normally, people are so rude on Trendmood. This palette is cute, but I'm gonna have to decline as one of the shades is the name of my ex. It's pretty, but I'm overwhelmed with her constant palette releases. I feel like it did slow down. We'll go over your guys' opinion, but people on Trendmood's comment section tend to be pretty ruthless. This is so redundant in her range. I wish she would release more products in other categories. I need a foundation, baby. In that high glam concealer formula, I need that in a foundation, Natasha. DM me, I won't tell anybody. Can you just confirm for me that you're working on that formula? Because I would love to hear that. This I kind of do agree with. It could be a 9pan palette and nobody would notice the difference. I could see that for sure. It made me want to kind of look at what I have eyeshadow palette-wise from them to compare, doing a side-by-side. And I pulled out the Love palette. That's a no. Those aren't similar. I pulled out the Retro palette, which I feel like I can see some similarities with because, you know, she has these warmer rosy hues, but this side is definitely more purpley mauve, a little bit more cool toned. I would say they're quite different, but they're in the same family. Like, they definitely have the same last name. And then I also pulled I Need a Warm because I saw a comment, somebody saying this looks like a pinker version of I Need a Warm. But you know what? Definitely with one side of the palette, like, I'm kind of seeing some similarities. The more pinky side here, not so much. I've got to be honest, these are closer than I thought, at least from this photo to this photo. So I'll be curious about that. She also has a mini rose palette in her line. Not that this is an accurate comparison, but I feel like this looks different. We'll see. I need to get the palette in my hand. So let's head over to your guys' thoughts. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my tag is at morganturner_makeup. Make sure you do so that you guys can participate. I just put out a story asking your guys' opinions. So let's see. Scroll over to the bottom in chronological order. From the name of it, I was hoping the color story would be similar to Mini Retro, personally. I did pull out that Mini Retro palette. I mean, I like Retro, that color story, better than I like this one, but at least it's a little bit different. Perfect for spring, I would agree with that. Waiting to see if the shimmer shades are sparkly or not. We did have a couple of her shimmery, sparkly formulas in there from what I was able to tell, but we definitely need to see a little bit more. I need to see the looks. I need to see the arm swatches. Perfect for basic neutral girlies. I feel like it's neutral, but with a little bit of a pop, which is why I said, you know, if you like neutrals, you'll be able to work with this and have some options for a little bit of a fun pop. But too similar to I Need a Warm palette. I'm curious. Love all of the sparkling foiled shades. That's my fave formula. I'm going to have to go back and count to see how many they are. I do love that formula from her as well. Love, love, love. Excited but worried the quality considering the quality of her last palette, Roxa. I mean, I've been saying this over the years. Her formulation has changed, and as brands evolve, that's just going to happen. They're not going to work with the same factory from day one, which is unfortunate because we know that her OG formulas are the best and most creamy. And if you've been with the brand from the beginning like I have, I totally noticed a difference. I still love her formulas nonetheless. Some of the shades in Roxa were a bit dry. I felt like a little bit of a harder press. So we'll see. It's giving Divine Rose, but at least Natasha Denona hasn't done it 100 times over yet. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I feel like Natasha Denona appeases everybody. At least I feel like she has over the last few years, where she will come out with neutral palettes for the neutral girly pops, but she also comes out with colorful stories thrown in there as well. The neutrals, the ratio has gone up, okay? With the kind of repetitive stories, the ratio has gone up. She's launching more and more of those. I think obviously those are selling the best. I'm a stan though. Like, I'm biased. I mean, I will call her out, but, like, I do have a soft spot for her, so I'm going to keep it moving. Oh, I need. Meh, not thrilling in my opinion. Is this the first negative one that we've gotten? Honestly, I thought so many of you would be like, no. I think won't be buying, but it's pretty. You can appreciate it from afar, because not everybody's going to need it. Okay, here we go. Might be the first one I skip. And Anna loves Natasha Denona. I need to see Natasha's swatches. Same. I mean, I'm not skipping it, but this is a big statement from a big Natasha Denona fan. Faux show. A bit boring, but why not? Need Equinox on my eyes. I mean, that's that pop shade that is going to convince a lot of people to purchase this palette, I think. Love. I keep thinking of the gym. Anyways, Equinox. Love the packaging. Color story. Same, different font. I mean, yeah, it's true. Wow, love it, but been waiting for a cute kind of everyday palette like this. Love the bloom inspired. I would love to see like a chocolate palette from Natasha Denona. Pat McGrath vibes with purple and peaky brown shades, but not in a good way. I see this. I see your point. I can agree with you, but it's like, I'm still getting it though. Yep, Equinox shade is interesting. It's a duochrome, not a multi-chrome. Otherwise, the palette is warm pink, which is a bit boring. Yeah, so many warm pinks on the market. Oh, joy, more pink. Do I have these shades? Yes. Do I want it anyways? Yes. A girl of my heart, Amber. So boring. I knew some people were gonna say that for sure. I don't disagree with you, but I love boring. Love a good warm pink palette. Looks like recycled colors from every palette she's ever done. Hard pass. Love it. This is I Need a Nude for my skin tone. I'm so excited. Oh, awesome. Heart, heart, heart. Feels like a lighter version of ND. Retro. I think it's a little different. Different tone kind of version of it. Drop for me. The lighter mattes are too close and also similar to each other. Very less variety. I mean, there are some repetitive ones that I could see what you're saying. It didn't bother me at first sight, but you know, maybe I need to stare a little bit harder. Stunning. Okay, I gotta go back. We gotta see. Okay, I'm evaluating now. I mean, now that you mention it about the mattes, maybe they are kind of close to each other. Like Petal, Robin, Keen, and Ren. I gotta see in person and the swatches. I don't fully disagree with you. And then I also wanted to look at the formulations. So we have 2, 3 sparkling foiled, 4 sparkling foiled, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sparkling foiled, which is a gorgeous formulation from her. So those are gonna be those glimmery, shimmery shades from her. But her metallics sometimes are really gorgeous as well, which we have a couple of those. I'm not mad at the formulation variety here. Anyways, to wrap this up in a nice little bow, first impressions, like I'm not jumping for joy excited about this palette. I'm jumping for joy excited because I love Natasha Denona's brands and I love when she comes up with a new palette and it's exciting for me to review them. I love reviewing them, so I'm excited for that. But the color story itself, meh. But I think I'll probably use it a lot anyways. So we'll see. I definitely need a lot more details about this palette. I need to see some swatches, baby. I need to see some looks. I can't wait for more of her marketing material to come out so that I can take a look. But at this point, I'm leaving the floor open to you guys. Please, please, please share your thoughts about this launch in the comment section. I'll be sitting by and enjoying my Saturday reading them. And if you have any questions, any comparisons, anything you might want to bring up that I could potentially say in my review, now is your chance. I'll be scouring the comment section for those as well to help come out with my review. And until then, make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I will be reviewing this as soon as I'm able to get these on my hand. Make sure you have my notification bell on because I will share for you when these become available on early access and at Sephora and all the places. And I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Probably Monday. I'll post my next video, so have a good one.
It's delicious.